Hey, Juice Heads. How you doing? It's me, Juice Giorgio. Back at you today with episode 16 of What's Trending with Juice Giorgio for you out there, the Juice Heads. Today, what is today's date? It's, oh God, January 13th, impeachment 2. But that's not what we're here for. We are here to give you an update on the Parler situation. But what went on today in Congress is just the fact that they're living off our tax dollars is insane. But don't worry, I got the latest for you with Parler, Big Tech, and what the fuck they're doing. And I'm still probably too small to get fucking flattened like the little fucking bug that I am. But yeah, I mean, basically what you have going on here, it's like a football game, right? Except one team is playing by one side of the rules. The other team has a whole different set of fucking rules, right? One team's clipping, late hits, roughing the kicker, totally getting away with it. And the other team, which is the spineless Republicans, they're trying to play by the rules in a ruleless fucking game. And I'm not calling Dan Bongino spineless or the people involved in Parler spineless. They're doing what they can. I mean, you can only take it in the ass from Big Tech for so long, right? So, if you haven't read 1984, and I've said this before, definitely read 1984. It's crazy what's going on right now, and just the hypocrisy, and how everything is appears to be so one-sided, even though it's not in reality. And I always like to talk about the Alex Jones treatment. 2 years ago, Alex Jones basically got blackballed and deplatformed from everything. You name it, as he would say. Twitter, right? Facebook, Instagram. What hurt him the most was YouTube. He was very prominent on YouTube, and he started his own site. I'm not gonna fuck it. No one watches this. It's band.video, I think, or I think Infowars.com is still up. I find him entertaining. I don't take everything he says serious, but he's definitely fucking entertaining. I hope one day I could be as entertaining as him. Hopefully, I'm getting there. 5 months into this podcasting game. It's fun. It's been a lot of fun so far, especially because this country has never been as turbulent as it is now. It's just really insane. So Alex Jones was the first domino to fall a couple years ago, and this is why I was telling people then that you can't let this happen. As ridiculous as Alex Jones may be or have been in the past, no matter how much you might hate what he has to say, you have to give him the right to say it. Now, 2 years later, look what's happening. Not just to Donald Trump, but evidently if you worked in Trump's cabinet, if you were in Congress, and you objected to the 2020 election, which we'll talk about that in other videos. We've talked about it before. I don't even know if I could say anything about the 2020 election other than that the results are official or this video might get banned. You know what I'm saying? But here's what's going to happen. If you either worked for Trump in his cabinet, objected in Congress to the election, and potentially if you're known to have donated to Trump or be a Trump supporter, if you get doxxed or whatever. So if I might get doxxed, you're going to get banned from more social media. Businesses aren't going to want to take a look at you if you're applying to them and they do some sort of cross-reference. Banks are going to drop you. And you're going to have a hard time keeping your job because some people that just got caught on video being in the 99.9% peaceful part of what happened last week, a couple of those people have lost their jobs since. And I was supposed to go to that fucking thing, and I couldn't because I had a meeting I had to take at the last minute. So maybe it's good I didn't go because I make no secrets about it. And I went to the one before it, which was only a fraction of the size, I think. So here's the latest. I'm just going to sort of give you the cliff notes. If you don't follow Dan Bongino, if you don't listen to him every day, this is basically what Bongino had to say. So Amazon is claiming Parler was unwilling to remove violent content. All right. So automatically they're being held to a different standard than the other social media platforms, because having their users post violent content and Parler not proactively taking it down, that happens all over the place. And posting violent content is a violation of the terms and services. So I guess Amazon AWS wasn't aware of that. All right. He had a couple updates today. He was basically asking you if you think that Twitter, Facebook, whatever, Big Tech, Instagram, all these, Instagram's part of Facebook, but you know what I mean? He's basically asking you if you think these are free market companies. And they're not free market companies, and that includes Google, obviously, Amazon. They're not free market when they're all colluding to take you the fuck down and erase you. That's not free market. Free market means you have the free ability to compete, all right? And then he had another sort of question statement. Are these really private companies? And I'm going to have another video for you about Ron Paul, because Ron Paul got parlered basically off Facebook. And why would you do that to fucking poor Dr. Ron Paul? What a good guy he is. One of my first key figures I followed in politics. But are these really private companies that can do whatever they want? Or the acting on behalf of the government? You know, probably the latter. Most likely the latter. But the thing is, you need to prove that. So that's why they're paying those hardworking attorneys over at Parler. And then just some couple other notes I jotted down. Twitter actually put out tweets acknowledging that they coordinated with peers in Uganda, where Kamala's from, if you're a wrestling fan out there. R.I.P. to the wrestler Kamala. And R.I.P. to the slot of the VP, because Kamala Harris, that's going to be some VP, huh? Well, it's not Kamala, it's Kamala, right? Kamala? I think I'm saying that right. But anywho, Twitter put out tweets acknowledging the coordination with peers in in the Uganda election, shutting down access to open internet to basically the side of the election they didn't want to win. And Twitter also acknowledged that in a different tweet that doing such a thing like shutting down access to the internet is a violation of human rights. So, little conflict of interest. Twitter's words, not mine. And then when it comes to Twitter and Parler, obviously, there's a lot of it's looking a lot like this was coordinated, is the way I'll put it, and they could have been acting on behalf of the government, which I'll do the emoji, you know, that's the other way to put it, and that's pretty much the gist of it. There's a little more also. So the Parler's in the middle of suing AWS right now. And I've been saying this the last, really since the election. And I've been saying it all along, but really you see it now more than ever since this election. And I won't comment on the election itself, but I'll comment on the results of it. It's not about Democrats versus Republicans anymore. This is about the swamp. This is about the establishment versus tax-paying fucking Americans that just want their country back. It's not... The Republican Party can fucking suck my ass. You know, and at least... And I say this about Democrats, I give them credit, because at least I know who they are up front. Republicans are just fucking spineless piece of shit fucking Democrats in sheep's clothing, or whatever the fuck you want to say. They're useless. They're rhinos... They're neocons, and they're mostly terrible people. There's like a dozen, especially after what you saw last week and today with the impeachment part 2. There's like maybe a dozen good Republicans out of 435 people in Congress. So it's insane. And so it's part of the big, broader picture. And so Parler is suing AWS. They were taken down with no notice. So they're... Bongino made us a point to show us just one of their many items that they have in this lawsuit. So BuzzFeed, that steaming pile of you know what, or whatever fucking Trump said about it 4 years ago, which is just fucking, it's entertaining, but it's garbage. It's like entertaining garbage. It's like a bad car accident. You know, you have to look at it even though you don't want to. So BuzzFeed posted a photo, 6:07 p.m. Pacific time, with screenshots of this letter to Parler sent from AWS. The only problem is Parler didn't get this fucking email or this notice till 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So you tell me what the fuck is going on. So obviously it's rigged. It's rigged like a lot of things are these days. And look, freedom of press and freedom of speech are part of the Constitution. Our freedom of speech is under attack like never before. And we have all these companies now basically in cahoots with each other. And they're trying to eliminate the voices of their political opponents. It's sad. It's sad that's where we're at right now. And these big tech companies, when they're coordinating with the government like the way they are, they're no longer private actors. It's just not the way it works. They're tied up with the government, and clearly they're in the pockets of one side of it. And we're getting the results we're getting. And again, you could say Democrats / establishment, because most Republicans are Republican in name only and are fucking completely useless. So just wanted to give you guys a quick update on Parler. Thanks for joining me on episode 16 of What's Trending with Juice Giorgio. Wanted to get this out here today because it's sort of time sensitive and there was a lot of other news today. But I do want to do a video about Ron Paul, which I may or may not do tonight because it's not about being first. It's about being right. But I also want to get this out while it's still relevant. So, Juice Heads, thank you for watching me. Stay safe. Love ya. Bye.